So welcome back to another session of Qigong. We're going to start by getting ourselves nice and comfortable. So we want our feet to be parallel, our knees are soft, the hips relax. Lengthen the spine by dropping the tailbone and raising the neck. Relax the shoulders. Try and feel comfortable in your stance. So you need to find whether you lean back slightly or lean forward slightly. So just rock back and forth on your feet to feel what it's like to lean forward. And then feel what it's like to lean backwards. And then try and even up front and back. So you're not too far forwards, not too far back. If you get it right, you should feel your knees relaxing a little bit more. So keep that stance and breathe in, open the arms, palms up, just above the head, and then relax. And come all the way down the front of the body. Try and breathe in and expand as you come up, and breathe out and relax as you come down. So the palms come down the front of the body, the fingers should be pointing towards each other. You come down to about hip height, and then open the hands up, raise up, and as you come down, sink slightly, so bend the knees, drop the tailbone, keep the spine straight. Breathe in. Straighten the legs, don't lock them. Come up above the head and breathe out as you relax down. So try to make the movement nice and smooth. Slow the breathing down to match the movement. So you're kind of thinking about going down the front of the body, relax into the floor, and then do a big circular movement outside the body, up to the head, and sink down through the body, through the torso first, through the hips, legs, and into the feet. So we always want to keep the spine straight, extend upwards, and feel like you're relaxing down through the body every time. It's a simple movement, so you don't have to concentrate that much. So just focus on relaxing. Follow the breath, follow the movement. And try when you sink down to feel like the neck is raising up. So as you're coming down, the neck raises. But as you're coming back up, the tailbone sinks. A very subtle movement, but it helps to align the body. Okay, we'll do one more. Good. And when we bring the hands out to the side, keep the spine straight and tilt the palms backwards. As you keep the spine straight, lean back. As you come forwards, the thumbs come down and the little fingers come towards and away from the body. rotate the arms backwards and rotate the arms forwards towards the front as you lean forwards. Try to keep the spine straight. Try not to tilt the head back as we come back, and as we come forward, don't bring the chin up, so keep the chin down. So the action comes in the hips. It's almost like you're doing circles with the arms, and it's the hips that hinge backwards, and then you hinge forward, circle the arms. If you want, you can have a slight outwardness in the arms, so it's almost like you're trying to touch both sides, trying to touch each wall that's beside you, and keep that stretch as you rotate the arms back. Keep that stretch in the arm as you come forward. Try not to lock the arms, but keep them quite straight. But there's always just a slight bend, and you can still reach even though you're not locking the arm. If you lock the arm, it's not very good for Qigong. We want to keep it all nice and open. We kind of try to relax and stretch rather than trying to force any kind of stretch. Relax and open. So a common mistake is when we come down is to drop the arms down. Try to keep the arms up if you can. If you can't, that's okay. But we're trying to keep the arms doing circles roughly shoulder height. And as we come forward, come to the front of the circle and rotate and come to the back of the circle. Okay, we'll do one more. And then lower the arms down slowly. Open. Bring the hands back to this position. This time you're going to touch the tips of the fingers together. Bring the fingertips down the center of the body. So the wrists will touch. Bring the elbows down and then open up the shoulders. Separate. Up. Touch backs of the hands. The wrists come down the center of the body, down to the hips, and then spread the arms out and up. So you can also, same as the exercise we did at first, as we come down, we can sink, bend the knees, drop the tailbone, keep the spine straight, open, raise up, keep the tailbone down. As we come down, raise the neck. So you try to create a counter stretch. As we come up, sink the tailbone. It will rise, but you have this feeling that there's a weight on it. And then as you come down, it's almost like your neck is still attached to the ceiling. You do sink down, obviously, but you want to stretch open the spine as you do. So we open the palms out, rise, touch, we sink down, open the palms out as you go towards the hips, extend, rise up, touch the fingers together and sink down. So try also to keep the collarbones down. So when we raise up, We don't want the shoulders coming up to ears. Keep the collarbones sinking down. So if you raise the shoulders up, this happens. So you want to keep the head. And so you create a ball shape with the arms. And then attach the hands and come down. So we open. As we're rising up, keep the collarbones down. That will make the fingers touch and sink. Okay. And then we go the other way. So bring the fingertips together at the hips. Raise up, backs of the hands touch. Separate as we come above the head. Palms down, shoulder height. Sink, start to, it's like you've got a big beach ball and you want to hold that beach ball so that the fingertips touch. And we rise up. Separate, sink down, raise the neck, touch the fingers up the center, separate, tailbone sinks. And just continue with that movement. The breathing should come naturally. You will find yourself breathing in certain ways. You can't breathe wrong, just keep breathing. So you don't have to match the moving with breath, but it does happen naturally. And it is good to extend and slow the breath down to match the movement. Whether you're breathing out as you come down or out as you come up, doesn't matter. Follow the breathing. Follow the movement. Sink and raise. And then bring the hands down to the sides. Now we've done a few circles in front and a few to the side. We're going to start going around and around. So if we raise the hands up above the head, we're going to keep the hands the same distance apart. And we're going to do a big rotation. So it's like there's a big clock face right in front of you. But it's not on the body, it's slightly out. So you go from 12 o'clock round to the side and all the way down to 6 o'clock. And back up to 12 o'clock. When you go down towards 6 o'clock, down the bottom, make sure you keep the chin tucked. So you shouldn't see the floor in front of you. You should be able to see between your feet. So if you come down, and rotate back up. Try and feel like the movement comes from the belly and the hips. So try and relax the shoulders, relax the arms, relax the neck, and it's the belly that moves. So you can keep your knees bent if you have to. You can straighten them as much as you want, just don't lock the knees. If you're quite flexible, you will go all the way down to the floor, so you want to keep your legs a little bit straighter. And as we get back to the top, swing down the other way. So keep the body relaxed. Try to keep the chin tucked as you go down towards the bottom. So we're trying to flex and open the spine. I'll be stretching the backs of the legs, trying to relax the neck. If you let your arms go, you should feel a bit of a stretch through the shoulders as well. I'll do one more. And then down to each side. Okay, so we'll just repeat the first exercise again, just to finish off. So, arms above the head. Breathe out as you come down the front of the body. Try to relax everything into the floor. Breathe in. And breathe out. So we'll do one more. So a big breath in, bring the feet together. And breathe out. Bring your hands down to just below the belly button. Just relax the breath, relax the mind. And just let everything settle. You might feel different sensations going through the body. You might feel like you're still moving a little bit. You might feel a bit of heat. There we go. And thank you all very much. And thanks again to Accidental Theatre for making all this happen. Goodbye.